Chapter 66. Ephraim and Manasseh. Genesis 48, 1-22. And it came to pass after these things that one told Joseph, Behold, thy father is sick. And he took with him his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. And one told Jacob and said, Behold, thy son Joseph cometh unto thee. And Israel strengthened himself and sat upon the bed. And Jacob said unto Joseph, God Almighty appeared unto me at Luz in the land of Canaan, and blessed me, and said unto me, Behold, I will make thee fruitful and multiply thee, and I will make of thee a multitude of people, and will give this land to thy seed after thee for an everlasting possession. And now thy two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto thee in the land of Egypt before I came unto thee into Egypt, are mine. As Reuben and Simeon they shall be mine. And thy issue which thou begettest after them shall be thine, and shall be called after the name of their brethren in their inheritance. As for me, when I came from Padan, Rachel died by me in the land of Canaan in the way, when yet there was but a little way to come unto Ephraim, and I buried her there in the way of Ephraim. The same is Bethlehem. And Israel beheld Joseph's sons, and said, Who are these? And Joseph said unto his father, They are my sons, whom God hath given me in this place. And he said, Bring them, I pray thee, unto me, and I will bless them. Now the eyes of Israel were dim for age, so that he could not see. And he brought them near unto him, and he kissed them, and embraced them. And Israel said unto Joseph, I had not thought to see thy face, and lo, God hath showed me also thy seed. And Joseph brought them out from between his knees, and he bowed himself with his face to the earth. And Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand towards Israel's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand towards Israel's right hand, which brought them near unto him. And Israel stretched out his right hand and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and his left hand upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hands wittingly, for Manasseh was the firstborn. And he blessed Joseph and said, God, before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac did walk, the God which fed me all my life long unto this day, the angel which redeemed me from all evil, bless the lads, and let my name be named on them, and the name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac, and let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth. And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it displeased him, and he held up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head unto Manasseh's head. And Joseph said unto his father, Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn. Put thy right hand upon his head. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great, but truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. And he blessed them that day, saying, In thee shall Israel bless, saying, God make thee as Ephraim and as Manasseh. And he set Ephraim before Manasseh. And Israel said unto Joseph, Behold, I die, but God shall be with you, and bring you again unto the land of your fathers. Moreover, I have given to thee one portion above thy brethren, which I took out of the hand of the Amorites with my sword and with my bow. Genesis 48, 1-22. The final illness of Jacob, Genesis 47, 28-31, did not take him away immediately. Joseph had returned to his home and work when he received word that his father was not far from death. He went to his father, taking his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, with him. Verse 1. Currently, children are usually excluded from a deathbed scene. At one time they were routinely present to be blessed. When Jacob was told that Joseph and his sons had arrived, he strengthened himself to sit up in bed. Verse 2. He reminded Joseph of God's revelation of himself at Luz and of his promise to give Jacob Canaan. Verses 3 and 4. He then told Joseph that Joseph's two sons were now his, to share equally with the other 11 in Jacob's estate. Any other sons of Joseph could share in Joseph's estate. Manasseh and Ephraim were to become tribal or clan leaders in Israel, verses 5 and 6. Rachel had died at Bethlehem, and she had been buried there, the dying man recalled, verse 7. Now Jacob turned his attention to Joseph's sons, whom he kissed and embraced. He was virtually blind, and his hands needed guiding as he prepared to bless the two. But Jacob, despite Joseph's objection, placed his right hand on Ephraim's head rather than on Manasseh, the firstborn, verses 8 to 12. Joseph tried to correct Jacob, but Jacob corrected Joseph, telling him that he knew what he was doing, verses 13 and 14. Jacob did two things of note. First, he adopted his grandsons as his heirs. Joseph, with his great wealth, needed nothing. Second, he reversed their order of priority, making the younger the main heir. Joseph was told by Jacob that this was intentional. Isaac had been given priority over Ishmael, and Jacob over Esau. God's priorities are not man's. Even in the appointed line of the coming one, there were displacements and replacements. God did not allow anyone to see an automatic succession as valid. God always retained the priority in his purpose, verses 15 to 20. Jacob invoked the God of his fathers, the angel of his presence, to bless the two grandsons. This angel had, quote, redeemed from all evil, verse 16, Jacob and his family. Looking back, Jacob sees only God's providential care. Jacob then assured Joseph that God would be with him. In due time, God would return them to Canaan, verse 21. When, in verse 5, Jacob says that Ephraim and Manasseh would be as Reuben and Simeon, he meant that he would now be as his first and secondborn, with Ephraim as a primary heir. Reuben and Simeon had previously been supplanted, so it was now Judah who was replaced as main heir by the boys. In verse 22, Jacob refers to a battle with the Amorites and an area of land he took from them. We have no other reference to this, except perhaps John 4:5. In verse 12, we see that Jacob had his two grandsons either on his knees or between his knees, and Joseph then removed them, lest they burden his father. This was a legal act. It signified that either the child or children were being formally adopted, or in other cases, that they were legitimate. There would therefore be witnesses present. In verse 7, when Jacob says, Rachel died by me, he is saying, in modern idiom, she died in my arms. In the next chapter, we have the blessings on the others. Such an act involves a review of the lives of all concerned, their sins and their virtues, and the experience was an emotional one for Jacob. It revived memories, good and bad, and this recollection begins in verse 7. Jacob remembering Rachel's death. Deathbed blessings and warnings were once seen as almost a moral necessity, and it was regarded as a misfortune for anyone to die unexpectedly or in their sleep. Such scenes were family milestones. They were possible when the family, as a moral and religious entity, saw it as a duty to warn, reprove, direct, and bless the coming generations. If the family is not a religious and moral entity, but merely a biological one, then such gatherings are superfluous, and they have disappeared. Now, even funerals are in some cases disappearing, and the dead are disposed of without ceremony. Meanwhile, political events gain in ceremony, and award ceremonies for popular singers and actors are pretentious and seemingly national events.